as criminals. And then hearing again my own admission, no, I don't know what that feels like. So now I knew what it was that had shattered the trust. I knew what I'd said, because my promise, you see, was a fraud. Things were not necessarily going to get better for her son as he got older. And in fact, it was likely that they would get worse. It was likely that the closer he came to adulthood, the more frequently he would be perceived as dangerous, and therefore the more danger he would be in. And the thing is, I knew this, and I forgot. How is that possible to forget a truth like that? I ask myself, is this one of the elements of sneaky white privilege? Having the option to know something, to know a truth, and then forget it because I think that it doesn't apply to my life. And because of my forgetting, any hopefulness that woman had felt had been replaced by the inescapable reality that I was just one more ignorant white woman who actually thought I knew what she faced in her life. So I was sitting there and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And as soon as I said that, Catherine and Georgia came to my rescue once again. I could see and hear them, I tell you, as clearly as if they were sitting right at that table with me, finishing up their coffee. And they just looked at me. They just looked into my face and they said, "Get up off your butt, girl, and do something." And I'm talking to them, these invisible women, and I'm saying, I know I will, honest I will, but I don't know what to do. And their voices came in a chorus, "Yes, you do. You do know." And they were right. I did. I excused myself from the table, and I went to look for Randa. And I looked for her in the lobby. I looked for her all around the restaurant. I even went in the smoking section in the back, which they had back in those days. I even went in the restroom and looked under the doors of the stalls, trying to find her, and I couldn't. And I was ready to go into the kitchen if I had to. And fortunately, I didn't have to go that far because I looked up, and Randa was coming out through the heavy kitchen doors, and she was carrying a big tray covered with plates of food. And she just stopped when she saw me still, and I stood in front of her just still myself, waiting for some kind of inspiration. And finally, I just opened my mouth, and I just let the words fall out, ineloquent and awkward. And I said to her, "I'm sorry. I just want to tell you that I'm sorry. I know things are not the same for your son as they are for mine. I know that things will only get harder for him as he gets older. And I knew that. I knew it already, but I forgot. And I know how much I hurt you, and I'm sorry." And I couldn't see any clue on her face about how she felt. And she just looked at me for a really long time. And then she turned and, I thought she was just going to walk away, which wouldn't have surprised me really. But she didn't walk away. She set her tray down on a table and she turned back to me. And then she reached out her arms and she took me in her arms. She took me and she held me. And we hugged each other really tightly for several minutes. And then all of a sudden, in that hug, she put her head down on my shoulder. And she started to weep. And I tell you, I don't know how long we stood in that embrace, but we were there. We were consoling, rocking, weeping together, each of us giving and taking comfort at the same time. And all the activities of the restaurant bustled unheeded around us. And when her tears were finally spent, she stepped back and looked at me and she managed a small smile and she said, "It is going to be okay." She said, "With you and me, people like us working together, with the help of God, it'll be okay. We'll do it with His help." Now, I just dumbly nodded my agreement. I couldn't speak. I don't remember who looked away first. I don't remember how we parted. I don't remember how I got out the door and into the car. I just remember the rocking and the weeping and the consoling and feeling that web of connection being rewoven as we stood there together. And the only thought in my mind, the only clear thought I had at that moment was, there's a different promise I need to make. And this is the promise that for the rest of my life, I will work for unity, I will work for healing, I will work for justice. That is a promise I can make, and that is a promise that with the help of God, I can keep.
away. Mothers and fathers crying, burying their dead and dying. How many more I hear them say? Death is the highest price.
This song could apply to what's going on in the USA today. How many more must die?
Brothers rather commit suicide than continue with apartheid. I'd beg me, Father, each day. Tell me, Father, tell me, how many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for liberty? Well, how many more before we set South Africa free? Mr. Botha, how many more must die? How many more? Mistress Thatcher, how many more must die? How many more? Mr. Reagan, how many more must die for their dignity? Well, how many more before we set South Africa free? Demand, I quote, is simply one man, one vote. But this was Mr. Botha's answer. Bullets, tear gas and murder. Every day is a massacre. Then he publicly stated his view. He said black people like me and you will always be dominated and forcibly subjugated, and will have no say in South Africa. Help we, Father, help we. How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for their liberty? Well, how many more before they set South Africa free? Mr. Botha, how many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for their dignity? Well, how many more before they set South Africa free? Mistress Thatcher.
How many more must die? That is the chant in the United States of America. How many more must die? Let's hope, ladies and gentlemen.
South Africa today.
Let's hope there's no more.
Just a short fuse away.
Let's hope this is the last of it, ladies and gentlemen.
Between the black and white man, we want with freedom, the people say.
How many more must die?
Very plain. No more turning back again. Freedom is the only answer. No compromise, no surrender. Lord, I see it dead in South Africa. Help we, Father, help we. How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for their liberty? Lord, how many more before they set South Africa free? Mr. Botha, how many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for their liberty? Lord, how many more before they set South Africa free? Mistress Thatcher.
How many more must die? That is the question in the United States of America. How many more must die? Time check. The time is approximately 9:10 p.m. That time check is brought to you by All Star Motors, providing you with services you can trust. They provide you with ASC certified mechanics, New Jersey State inspection facilities, used car sale, authorized police towing, and emission repair facilities. You can call them at 973-762-8771. That's 973-762-8771. Coming up next, West Wing Week.
Want to learn piano for kids? Then I recommend Wendy Goldstein School of Piano. Wendy Goldstein has been offering piano lessons since 1993 and teaches piano in a very natural way. An alumni of Manhattan School of Music, Wendy creates customized lesson plans for each student and helps bring music alive. Wendy provides you a convenient location, the best value, and the most fun way to learn piano. All ages are welcome, and the first lesson is always free. Have questions? Call Wendy at 201-207-5169.
This is the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. We want to hear from you at 973-327-3626 or log on to showmore.org to let us know your opinion.
Do you want your kid to run faster with better running form and conditioning for his or her sport? Then Running Development Academy is the place for him or her. Our training packages fix their form and make them run faster. How about training to run a marathon or just run faster in your respective event? Maybe you just want to learn to run properly and lose weight in the process. Our trainers, a former 800 meters track Olympian and an 8 times world record holder in Masters Track and Field, will get you there. Don't delay. Sign up today at runningdevelopmentacademy.com or contact us at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 to learn more.
You're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. For more, go to showmore.org to participate in the discussion.
Are you looking for a professional logo design for your website, brand, or business? Then we are the company you are looking for. We are professional graphic designers, and with our skills, we will design a perfect, high-quality logo for you. We work with standout concepts, nice contrasts, and color balance. Please let us know your text for use in logo, web address, color of logo that you want. We will design 3 variations of your logo for you to choose from for only $99.95, with 100% refund of your $99.95 if you're not satisfied. We provide fast delivery and professional design. We also design any size web banner ad for $35. Call us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to take your call.
Do you want to advertise on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience? You can reach us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to assist you.
Cheese! Cheese! Cheese!
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President traveled to Fort Dix to thank our troops, took action to protect Alaska's Bristol Bay, and announced historic changes to America's relationship with Cuba. That's December 12th to December 18th, or Somos Americanos. The President began his West Wing Week by convening his national security and public health teams to receive an update on the Ebola response. Meanwhile, over in the East Room, unsuspecting guests soaking in the White House holiday cheer got treated to an impromptu serenade by the legendary Motown artists, the Four Tops and the Temptations.
When it's cold outside, I've got the muffin man.
The holiday cheer continued on Sunday when the First Family attended the taping of the Christmas in Washington concert, featuring host Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his serious holiday lineup of performers. And don't forget the elves, they got some First Family time too.
Merry Christmas! Hot sex! What are you doing? Oh!
Alright. You gotta be careful.
Oh! That's a cool move by them.
The President kicked off the work week with a trip to Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey to mark an important milestone. After more than 13 years, the President is bringing a responsible end to America's war in Afghanistan.
Got new Americans with that same patriotism, that same sense of what we're about as Americans, that same creed that we can all pledge allegiance to, regardless of what we look like or where we come from. We're fighting on the same team.
On Tuesday, the President took action by signing a presidential memorandum